How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Sicerik Tech, and today we're going to be doing my 2-month review of the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. I've been using this device for 2 months. You're seeing this recording on there as well. We're recording in log, and then we're going to go ahead and see how it looks with the color correction. And here it is with the color correction as far as using log. So that is one feature that you are able to do on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. So 2 months later, how has this device been? We're going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump down into it. Before we do, subscribe, like, and share this video as well. So 2 months, Galaxy S25 Ultra. Let's get started, shall we? How's it going, everybody? All right, so I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra for 2 months already, and here are my thoughts. So everything is pretty much really good here. I do have some complaints. Of course, this phone is not perfect, so let's go ahead and jump down into it. Thank you guys for joining me here on Sicerik Tech. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and clicking that bell icon. That way you don't miss out on future videos here on the channel. So let's get started. 2 months, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. So going on over to the build quality. A lot of people do not like this type of flat edges. Personally, I don't mind it. Yes, is it like Apple? But then again, it is not. These edges are too sharp to be like Apple. I kind of wish they were just a little bit more rounded off, sort of like the Pixel 9 series. Those actually feel really good with those flat edges and rounded off. You do have a little bit more of a round off on the back to help with that comfortable feeling, but the front is definitely a little bit more sharper. You do get rounded corners, so that's different from the Galaxy S24 Ultra from last year. I'm coming from the Galaxy S24 Plus, and that's pretty much the same build here. The last Ultra I had was the S23 Ultra, and that definitely did have a little bit more rounded edges over here, but more pointier corners. So yeah, build quality, really nice. You get Corning Gorilla Armor 2 on the front and on the back. Grade 5 titanium frame going around the edges, so it actually feels really nice. No scratches on here, so that's really good. IP68, okay? IP68 dust and water resistance. I kind of wish they would have done the IP69 like everybody else has been doing this year. So Samsung is a little bit behind the times when it comes down to that. They need to catch up. Probably next year, okay? Galaxy S26. So you just spent all your money on the S25 Ultra. Next year, they're going to do it a lot better. So be prepared. So yeah, IP68, dust and water resistance. That's okay. You do get a physical SIM card, but it also does support eSIM on here. So that's fantastic. We have the choice. I do not want eSIM only. Apple, are you listening? Apple, are you listening? Yeah, so you do have the option for physical SIM and eSIM on here. You also do get the S Pen, which is fantastic. Again, controversial. No Bluetooth on his S Pen. For me, I really don't use the S Pen. That's not why I get the Ultras. I get the Ultras for the cameras. We'll talk about those later. But you do get the S Pen. No Bluetooth support. I feel like Samsung has been downgrading over the years, especially since the S23 Ultra that I had last. Coming down on over to this one. We'll talk about it in a little bit. So yeah, build quality, fantastic. 6.41 inches tall, 3.06 inches wide, and 0.32 inches thick. 7.69 ounces this thing weighs, so it actually feels pretty good in the hand. It's not as heavy as you think it'll be. It's actually really nice. I do like around the corners. These bezels, though, really nice slim bezels. This thing is fantastic. Going on over to the bezels and that display, 6.9-inch LTPO AMOLED display, 120 Hz HDR10 plus, 2600 nits. Okay, most phone manufacturers are going up to 4000. Now, do they actually get to that peak brightness? Who knows? But they're throwing it out there in their specs. So a little bit lower, but that does not matter. This display is fantastic. They're also throwing out that HOP 3.0 LTPO technology. And in simpler terms, that just means touch responsiveness is insane on here. So if you like to play games or anything like that, this display is very responsive. Like every single tap I do on here, I feel like it's anticipating my move or something. It's just really nice and responsive with the display. It looks fantastic. You also get that Pro Scaler mode It only works in QHD resolution, so keep that in mind. And that's sort of what Samsung does on their TVs. They give you a little bit more resolution or a little bit more sharpness. And you can notice it a little bit if you were to have your S24 side by side with this one and playing something a little bit more sharper, but you won't really notice too much. So as far as resolution goes, 1440 by 3120. Okay, so fantastic display. Got that out of the way. Anti-reflective display. So look at this. Very, very nice when it comes down to reflections. This thing is a beauty outside in direct sunlight. If you're under trees, you're not going to get all that reflective background of tree just in your phones where you can't even see what you're doing. This thing is very, very nice, and I definitely like that feature. You also do get an always on feature, always on display. Highly customizable, especially if you download Good Lock. Ultrasonic fingerprint sensor been working fine. I don't think that's really much of an upgrade over the past couple of years. You do get facial recognition, which can be a little annoying, especially in dark areas, but for the most part, it works pretty good. You also do get your PIN protection, password protection, and all that good stuff. So we are running Android 15 on here. 7 major Android updates. So that's another freaking fantastic thing the Samsung is throwing out there. So this thing is going to be supported till I don't even know, 2032. Okay, I don't even know if I'll be alive then. So this thing will be supported for a very long time. You get the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor on here, which is supposed to be 40% faster than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So just throwing in a little bit of reference out there. Adreno 830 GPU, fantastic for gaming. Again, I don't play games, so there you go. This is the 12 gigabyte, 512 gigabyte storage model, 12 gigabytes of RAM. This thing can go all the way up to a terabyte, and in some markets you get a 16 gigabyte RAM. I don't know where. I don't know. It did not come here in the States. So 12 gigabytes, 512 storage, UFS 4.0. So performance on here, perfect. No issues with performance, no overheating, no nothing. I would say that that is a strong point of the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. This thing is a beast. Throwing video editing, playing games, which, like I said, I don't play games, but still throwing anything at this, multitasking, this thing is going to handle it just fine. No heating issues when you're recording video or long video. You're not going to get a warning or anything. At least I haven't. And yeah, been fantastic. So processor, definitely a huge upgrade. This Snapdragon 8 Elite is killing it this year. And yeah, performance on the Galaxy S25 Ultra has been flawless. Perfect. This thing is a beast. One of the fastest Samsung devices I've used. Samsung One UI 7 on here has been fantastic. This thing is a beauty. It looks fantastic with this software. Absolutely buttery perfection with all of these different animations. It just looks really nice. And of course, you could further customize all of these using Good Lock. Going on over to cameras. So a little bit of disappointment here when it comes down to the zoom. First of all, cameras, 200 megapixel main camera on the rear that does support optical image stabilization, PDAF, and then you also get a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom capabilities. You get a 50 megapixel periscopic telephoto lens with 5 times optical zoom capabilities. And then you also get your 50 megapixel ultra wide with 120 degree field of view. Now I think that is an upgrade from last year's ultra wide, which was 16, 12. I can't remember. It's an upgrade. And yeah, that's okay. That's good. But I feel like the last ultra device I had was the S23 Ultra. Fantastic zoom. Okay. Those had 10 times optical zoom capabilities. Okay. Which means if you were to zoom in at anything 30 times or a little bit over, you got a good shot. Here, anything over 20 or 30 times zoom, the image tends to fall apart. Okay, it's not as good as I remembered. And I find myself zooming in and taking some shots over here, and it's just, I'm disappointed. I'm like, what the hell? This isn't like how I remember the zoom being on these Galaxies. But then again, like I said, we've been downgraded from the S24 Ultra. It was the first time it went from 10 times to 5 times optical zoom. And then now it kept the 5 times optical zoom. So Samsung, over the years, you've been downgrading us with the zoom capabilities, taking away the Bluetooth S Pen, and not really giving us much of an upgrade here other than the chipset and the ultra wide camera. So over years, Samsung has been fucking us, just saying that out there, and still charging the same amount of money, sometimes even more. This thing costs what, $1,200, $1,300? Of course, I did not pay that much, but for the normal consumer or average user, you might have, I don't know, but still, yeah, downgrades ever since the S23 Ultra. We have been downgraded here. Now, S26 Ultra, apparently Samsung's gonna be throwing everything in the kitchen sink in that one. That's just fine. You just wasted your money over here, and now you're gonna go waste your money again for the S26 Ultra. That's just fine. Thank you, Samsung. Thank you. So yeah, cameras on here, fantastic for the most part. Okay, video quality, you do get your log capability stuff on here, so that's fantastic. So you can record in log. And photos, okay, so let's talk about photos. Really, really good when it comes down to that 200 megapixel, your ultra wide, your normal zooming capabilities, really, really nice. And for the most part, I'm happy with these cameras. It's just that little zoom. I would like a little bit more zoom capability. And yeah, video has been fantastic, despite what other people may think. I personally, I find the video being really good. In low light situations at night, I am a little bit underwhelmed. There is a little bit, noise, too much noise on there, and especially that front-facing camera. When are we going to get past that? It's been years, and we can't get good front-facing video at night. Come on. But other than that, camera's fantastic. Front-facing camera, 12 megapixel, can record all the way up to 4K 60. I forgot. Main camera can record all the way up to 8K 30. You also get 8K 24 frames per second. So yeah, video. My gripe is all of these new fancy features that they're throwing at us with the high bitrate, HDR, and log. Okay, those can only be recorded in high efficiency mode, and for most people, or for most editors or editing apps or editing software, does not like high efficiency mode and does not like HDR or high bitrate videos or HDR10. It will mess it up, and I really wish that we had all of these options when using H.264 mode, most compatible. But as you can see, all of these options turn off. Kind of bummed about that. I wish I could use log a little bit more, but if I want to, I have to go to high efficiency, and it's just a pain in the ass to edit for me, especially the software I'm using. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, I do not know, but it does not like high efficiency mode, and it does not like HDR or anything like that. So yeah, I kind of wish Samsung would have given us all of those cool fun features in regular recording mode and not high efficiency. Overall, cameras have been fantastic. You do get stereo speakers on here, so that's another cool thing. Dolby Atmos. So let's go ahead and take a listen at those speakers, shall we?
Welcome, this is your life now, the wasteland where we all take a vow. With some glow due to radiation, two heads where there usually is one.
Alright, so what do you think of those speakers? Sound good, perfect, awesome. So let's go on over. Wi-Fi 7 on here, Bluetooth 5.4, no issues with connectivity as far as Wi-Fi connectivity and Bluetooth connectivity. This thing has been a absolute champ. Battery 5,000 milliamps. Okay, everybody's going to 6,000 milliamp hours using silicon carbon batteries. Samsung stuck with 5,000 milliamp hour normal battery here, which is kind of annoying. They'll give it to us next year with the S26 Ultra. Yeah, that's next year. They should have done it this year. 45 watt charging, still the same. Nothing's changed there. 25 watt wireless charging. Okay, that's pretty cool. It does support T2. 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging, so you're able to charge some buds on the back over here. So that's fantastic. But come on, 5,000 milliamps. Battery on here has been a little underwhelming. It's just been It's been okay. I'm not blown away by battery life on here. It's been expected. It's a day for me, maybe a little bit more, but it's not as much as I would like it to be. I was expecting a huge upgrade. I was expecting 2 days of battery life. Did not get that here. So battery life has just been normal for me. So this is the titanium blue. Okay, so very nice color. It looks really good. I like this whole new titanium frame. It looks really nice. It does collect fingerprints quite often, and I kind of don't like that, but you're using the case most of the time. Anyways, durability on here, no scratches. I don't use a screen protector. No scratches as far as I could tell, and been really good. No scratches on the frame, no scratches on the back. Really, really nice. You do get your speaker down there, your S Pen, USB Type-C, your SIM. Going over this side, you get your power button, your volume button. Up top, a couple microphones. Going on this side, you get your 5G antenna. So that's really nice. You get your cameras over here with your camera lens protectors that Samsung threw on for you. So that's another nice feature. Maybe that's an upgrade. They threw on camera protectors over here. So that's that's great, I guess. But yeah, 2 months with the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Been really nice. Like I said, I'm coming from the S24 Plus, so this is definitely an upgrade for me. If you're coming from an S24 Ultra, this is not an upgrade, okay? This is sort of a downgrade, if not just a little iteration, just incremental going on over. Maybe from the S20 or S22 Ultra, you'll be okay, but if you have an S23 or an S24, don't upgrade, okay? Wait till next year when Samsung tosses everything in the kitchen sink on the S26 Ultra. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed to Sicerik Tech, please subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I will see you next time here on Sicerik Tech. We would like to keep tech simple. Peace.